also imagine a man, as is such the stereotypical picture of someone who serves our country. However, according to an American Community Survey, women made up 9.4% of the total veteran population in 2015. It wasn't until 2013, however, that they were allowed in all areas of our military. Up until then, women were not allowed in military combat. There are some who say they should still not be allowed, but today, I will tell you why that will be a crucial mistake. For the past week, I have been researching the issue, and I have found three main reasons as to why women should still be allowed in military combat. Women should be allowed in military combat because it supports equality for both men and women. There are many women who are just as physically capable as men, and it would also benefit women who are in non-combat related work. In today's society, equality is something we are constantly striving for. It should also be something we strive for in our military, as it is an important representative of our country. Allowing women to participate in military combat would be a key part in progressing towards equality for both men and women. In Jane Blair's 2011 Washington Post article, she says that even before women were legally allowed in combat, they were already playing a part in it. Andrew Costley explains in his 2015 article, Equal Opportunity in the Military, that over 40,000 women served in combat during the Gulf War in 1991, but none of them were recognized for their bravery or determination. This also attests to the fact that women served in combat regardless of the law. Jane Blair continues to say that with the restriction, women will continue to do what they've always done, risk their lives and put themselves on the front line. They'll just do it without the recognition. Kristen Lombardo also explains that women who want to join military combat should be able to pursue their goals. In her 2015 article, 9 Fundamental Pros and Cons of Women in Combat. As the land of the free, women should be able to follow their dreams just like men. Jane Blair also discusses the issue of men abandoning their duty to protect their female comrades. She explains that as an ex-Marine officer, she saw that women were treated just like men, and that the men soldiers saw them just like their other comrades. Major Eric Poles backs up her point with a story from his time in the Army, documented in a 2013 Time magazine article written by Mark Thompson. He says that several of his soldiers, along with a female one, went into the dinner hall to eat. When they got there, they all saw a very attractive lady, and some of them exclaimed, "Wow, a girl!" completely forgetting about the female with them. This just goes to show about how much they considered her to be exactly like one of them. Equality, of course, does not mean we are all the same. While men are typically assumed to be faster and stronger than most women, there are some women who break those stereotypes. In 2015, 2 women completed the Army's most grueling training test and graduated from the U.S. Army Elite Ranger School. These 2 women are Army Captain Kristen Grease and First Lieutenant Shay Haver. According to a 2015 Huffington Post by David Alexander, the testing had begun with 400 candidates, but in the end, only 96 remained, including Grease and Haver. In her article, Women in Combat, Ready, Willing, and Able, Laura Johnston states the Pentagon's arguments that the requirements to be considered ready for combat should be rethought. They argue that the test should not just test pure strength, but rather they should test for essential skills such as agility and endurance. Louis G. Maharam states that women actually tend to have more endurance when it comes to exercise and long distances. In his article, Running Doc, Are Women More Suited for Endurance Than Men? He explains that women store more body fat in preparation for childbearing. Tracy Sundahl, an Olympic track coach, adds to Maharam's article by stating that women are more efficient at using body fat in the beginning and saving up the glycogen towards the end, which helps them go for longer distances. Women may not exactly be like men in physical strength. They do have other abilities they can use to their advantage, such as these. Now, as much as this privilege would benefit all women going into combat situations, it also benefits those women whose work is non-combat related. In Laura Johnston's 2013 article, she She summarizes the Pentagon's views on how women in non-combat related work on the benefits they would receive. She says that women who are not involved in combat still often find themselves in dangerous situations. Even if the woman is not interested in becoming involved in combat, it would still be to her advantage to receive training just in case. A journalist resource article by Alexandra Raphael says that women who are in non-combat roles are often called into combat by their commanders, simply because there is no one else around and they are the only qualified ones to help. As soldiers, these women cannot deny their commander's orders and refuse to help those in need. People may feel we are allowing women to greatly risk their lives by allowing them into combat, but we would also be greatly risking women's lives by not training themselves for these kinds of situations. According to my audience analysis that I conducted on November 21st, 2018, people feel that allowing women in combat will give them a more sense of respect and empower them as women to help their country. Now that I've explained the benefits that women who aren't directly in combat would receive, I will summarize why we should allow women to be in military combat. In conclusion, women should be allowed in military combat because it would support equality for all. There are many women who are just as physically capable as men, and it would benefit those women who are not directly involved in combat. There are many women out there who are willing to risk their lives for our country. Why would we want to take away their right to serve and protect? Monica Lynn Brown was a combat medic in Afghanistan. On April 25th, 2007, she risked her life to save her comrades at only 18 years old. For her bravery and determination, she received the Silver Star, and is only the second woman to do so since World War II. However, according to a 2008 Washington Post article written by Ann Scott Tyson, Brown was stripped of her position simply because women were not allowed in combat roles. Brave and courageous women such as Brown should be allowed and welcomed into combat roles. As the people of our country, we should be the ones encouraging them, not the ones holding them back. Are there any questions?
Would you join the Army?
I'm not very athletic to begin with, so I don't think that'd exactly be something I'd be very good at. I mean, I'd definitely be all for supporting women in the Army, but as for joining the Army, I don't think that'd exactly be something I'd do.
Do you think there would be negative effects of women joining the Army?
Well, I mean, there's already women in the Army, and I guess it helps bolster the numbers, and I mean, it could because there's sexual harassment and things like that, and not all women are as strong as men. Like I said, there's only some exceptions, but I think it never hurts to try something, and yeah,
So if they all should be treated equally, does that mean women are going to have to be eligible to be drafted too?
I don't exactly know about that point. I mean, I have thought about it while I was writing this speech, and I guess it would make sense if they were allowed in combat to allow them in the draft. But then at the same time, I don't know, because someone would have to stay home, to take care of the family and things like that. And if you would end up having both parents go just by chance, it would create a major shift in family stuff.
Do you believe there's an inequality issue in the country right now?
Well, I don't really know because that's not what my speech is about exactly. But I mean, maybe. I don't really.
Do you believe because women aren't allowed in combat situations that there is that's one? Do you believe that's one of the reasons?
I don't think that would be a main reason for the inequality in our country or anything like that. I mean, they're already allowed in combat. This is just, telling you why they should continue to be. But I don't think that would be one of the main reasons why. Not a major problem.